Ani, Vanessa Young Dijnakas, Etik Mixing and Ishnalbek Donjaba. My name is Vanessa Young and I'm from Whitefish Lake First Nation, which is a First Nation community just west of greater city of Sudbury. Growing up in a reserve was a challenge every day because you had to face racism and the stereotype of being a drunk native. It's hard to be confined to a reserve your whole life. Most young people don't leave the res at all because they feel the security of family, and most of the time becomes an issue of homesickness because you do have to deal with a lot of racism even today. We are ready to tell our stories and show you that we can overcome these challenges and do some positive building within our communities just by showing them that we can accomplish anything we want as long as we unite and never give up the fight. We are coming together to support one another and show the youth that there is more to life than just living on a reserve. First Nations people are not just drunks. We are visionary artists in many different ways. So now, please sit back and enjoy the stories you are about to hear. I bring you 3 very talented musicians.
My dad who wanted me to play guitar, and my mom really wanted me to sing and play. So I think I was 14 years old when I first started playing. But before that actually was my cousin Kenneth Mskwaankwad, who was playing guitar. He just started playing, and then I remember this one night we were down at his house and Ken was playing guitar, and then my dad picked up the electric guitar and he was playing. I was like, oh, that's cool, and I was like 13 or 14. So then after that my dad got me a guitar, and then that's pretty much where I started.
Friends of mine like to actually do it as like a career sort of thing. It was 2 guys from Ottawa that started a DJ team, I guess you can call it. They're called Jokers of the Scene. What they're called. Their names are Chris and Linus. And they threw a party here in Ottawa, which is kind of like where we got the idea for the electric power. And it was called Disorganized back in the day. And it was so much fun. It started in like basements of like random like restaurants and stuff. It was way too much fun. And then yeah, now they're like huge, big name like DJs that tour the world on like big name labels and stuff. So yeah, they're good friends of mine.
I started playing music when I was about probably 13. I bought a bass guitar from the local music shop. Started playing around, trying to learn songs with my brother and my friends.
So how long have you guys been a Tribe Called Red?
That started with the electric power. It's me, Bear Witness, and DeeJay. The party started in 2008. Tribe Called Red really only like started coming about when we started making our own tracks. So that was like 2 years ago. In a Tribe Called Red, we wanted to start having these parties that were geared towards but not limited to the Aboriginal population here in Ottawa. We kind of figured like, hey, let's try and remix some power music with some of the music that we were already playing.
You run your fingers through my hair. Your hands caress my body, and I don't want to go
I really have to think about that, but I think it. I like to play like a rhythm on the guitar, and then usually it comes from experiences. So the lyrics, they usually come from relationships either that I've been through or that I've seen other people go through.
All 3 of you combined your work together, or do you each make something and bring it to one another?
Yes.
Yeah.
Boy, it works both ways like that. Like sometimes we'll come up with ideas on our own and then bring it to the table. But we typically all sit in the studio and we're like, all right, what do we want to do? And then we all kind of brainstorm how it goes and we all put in our work for it.
And the band that you play now, what's it called?
We're called Biipiigwan, and people ask about the name a lot. It's an Ojibwe word. It means well, it's a war whistle or a flute that Ojibwe used in battles to signal attacks and stuff like that. And I found it in a Basil Johnson Ojibwe lexicon book, and I thought it was really cool. And so me and my buddy who started the band, we decided to go with that. I think it's kind of cheesy now, but people like it, so that's right, I guess.
Hey! 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 Put the knife down! Put the knife down! Put the knife down!
If you're First Nations, you have to know politics, kind of thing. You know, it's just a part of being First Nations and having to always like advocate for yourself, whether it be in, you know, if you're in a group of people and you're the only Native person in the group, it's like you're advocating for the entire nation, you know. So it's good to always keep on top of what are the topics right now.
The Aboriginal rights of children, I believe, are like being a parent. It's actually when I became a parent that everything like kind of changed, all my views changed. You know, how kids are fighting for their right to education and fighting for their right to like get clean drinking water. Like it's insane how important these issues are, and like what they're lacking are necessities for living. And the Indian Act, that needs to be abolished. Very, very adamant about that.
For me, I think culture is very important. I think in my experiences and experiences of young people especially that I've seen, to have their language and their culture is so important for them to feel good about themselves and to live life in a good way. There's so many other things, like our rights to education, our treaty rights that aren't being fulfilled. It's tragic. It's an injustice. I do go to rallies. I do write letters and sign petitions, but I'm not the guy at the forefront. Personally, what I like to do is teach my friends, people who don't really know about Aboriginal people in general. Just giving them 101 and just meeting people and getting to know each other. That helps so much on like the social level. I think that's important.
Don't be afraid to express yourself, and like life is a playground, and that's what we're here for. We're here to explore, and I think it's just the fear. Sometimes fear gets in the way of things, and I think that fear is just you're just afraid of the unknown. And if you just get out there and try it, you never know where it's going to lead you. So, and I struggle with that, and that's something that I continually want to work on. And I always have to go back to that, like, okay, just do it and see what happens.
Always try and do something that you've never seen or heard before. Don't think that people are going to think it's going to be stupid. Just do it. And then, like, nobody's going to think it's stupid. So just do it.
Just do what you love, and remember that you're doing it because you love it. Do it for the right reasons. Don't do it to make money. That's if you do make money, then good for you. Myself, the music that we play, it's not marketable. It's never going to be marketable. We're never going to get rich. But yes, that goes for all other things, all other arts.